Yeah, for sure. I mean, Berlin was difficult until like you said, like after Marrakesh, it was pretty okay season. And then unfortunately we had these last 6 races that didn't really went well. It's difficult, to rate the results. I can only rate, the performance that I had this season. I for sure I had that a much better, a much more constant, let's say, season with at the end, not so many mistakes, which is the aim as a driver. Unfortunately, we didn't have the performance in Berlin, but I mean, you're kind of like limited to also what you're driving, and unfortunately, we didn't take the right the right decisions with the setup or things like that. Well, I mean, I don't think that he needs any presentation. He's been working with Venturi, since the last 2 or 3 years, 2 years at least. And yeah, he did like a really good job actually, like in the simulator with Venturi. It's a pleasure to have him in the team and also as a teammate. I had a really good relationship with Felipe, but I'm also having like a really good one with him. So happy, with the decision, to have him on board for season 7. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's been a pleasure to work with him. He's such a nice guy, but also like a legend in motorsport. He achieved so much in the past in Formula 1, and he was incredibly quick also in the Formula E car. Unfortunately for him, he didn't really have the results, I guess, that he was expecting in Formula E for many reasons. Yeah, for sure, I will miss him. But life goes on, and now it's a question of like focusing on the future. The future for me, for the next teammate or my new teammate is Norman. We were already having, in the past seasons, like a really good relationship, and I hope, we can keep that relationship to work well together. Yeah. So for sure, he was a very experienced driver in Formula E. He's been there, since the start of Formula E. So he brings a lot on the table, and he's extremely motivated because he just made the switch from driving, now to managing, and gonna show, this combination of these two things, a lot of motivation and a lot of experience is always something very positive. It's something that you are normally welcoming as a member of a team, and all let's say all members or all people that can be extremely determined and motivated, that brings a lot of knowledge, are welcome in Venturi for sure. Yeah, so you have to imagine that. So obviously you have the race season with all the races. When we are traveling and when we race basically, and then as soon as we are back home, we have to do quite a lot of let's say homework. Prepare the race cars, but also try to develop the softwares. In Formula E, you have a lot of like software development going on, and that's going through a lot of like simulator sessions, meetings, debriefings, pre-briefings, whatever, all kind of like discussions. And this is what we're doing like in the pre-season. Yeah, for sure. It's firstly, it will be a pleasure, to get back racing. As a driver and also as a member of the motorsport committee, you're always happy when you're on a circuit racing, providing, let's say, entertainment for the people. And hopefully we are going to be able, to see a little bit, or to let's say, to have some implications with you, also a little bit with the fans, to see them, to exchange a little bit with them. That will be awesome. Don't know what the regulations will be, the restrictions. But I'm hoping that we can have like a pretty normal, let's say, race weekend and finally get going. And on top of that, if it's in Santiago, where I have got part of my family there, it's beautiful. Difficult to set yourself a target because, before every season starts, You obviously don't know, what kind of level of competitiveness, you're gonna get, from the car, from the team, compared to the others. We're obviously working non-stop, and we're improving, what we have, but the others are also doing that, and it's a matter of who's doing the better work. So we will have a better idea, and I will be able to set myself some targets only after, the first race weekends. Yeah, so you've got absolutely no idea, who's going to be competitive, who's not. The best guys from last year will for sure be competitive, at least at the beginning of the year. Then it's a matter of like who's developing and who's able, let's say, to improve during the season. I guess that you will have always the Techeetahs there, Nissan will be there, Mercedes will be there, and then the rest are also like working flat out. So I'm pretty sure that it's going to be, like always, a very competitive championship with a lot of like title contenders, a lot of good guys, and hopefully we can be there also.